Okay, namaste to you all. So, first let me convey my greetings on Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day, and also today Shankaracharya Jayanti, birth anniversary of Shankaracharya. So, namaste to you all. We'll start with our prayer. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hare Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we strive with energy and vigor, may our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. So as I said, greetings on Mother's Day. Who is our most dear, who is our closest, and we love our mothers most. But more so when we think about the Divine Mother, and we have, fortunately we have Holy Mother, Sri Sharda Devi. So on this day, as this is Western culture, so we offer our pranams to mothers, all mothers. So today is the birth anniversary of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya. So we start with a prayer. Shruti Nigadita Margasthapanaya Avataram Jinanayana Bahubad Bhranti Munmulayantam Bhuvana Vijaya Khyatim Shankara Bhashyakaram Vimala Paramahansam Ramakrishnam Bhajamaha. So this is the hymn that was composed by Swami Abhedanandji, where he offers, and we also offer with him, our salutations to that great teacher who came as Shankara, and this time it is Sri Ramakrishna, who is Bimala Paramahamsa. So who incarnated to establish the Vedic knowledge, removing various opinions, and because of that there was a confusion also. And by composing commentaries of scriptures and conquering the world, I worship that Sri Ramakrishna. So Sri Ramakrishna came as as divine incarnation of as Shankaracharya. To offer pranams to Shankaracharya, there are some few more shlokas. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakrito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhavgini Bhuimavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namah. I bow at the feet of the Lord in the form of Sri Shankaracharya, who is the blessing for the humanity, who is the shrine for the Shruti, the Smriti and the Purana, and who is the abode of compassion. Salutations again and again to Lord Shiva in the form of Sri Shankaracharya and Lord Vishnu in the form of Veda, Vyasa, Vadarayana, who are the authors of Sutra and Bhashya. Salutations to that Dakshinamurti who pervades in Ishvara, Guru, Atma in the apparently different forms like the same sky or Chidakasha pervades everywhere. So these prayers are to convey that it is God who has taken this form of the person, self, and also Guru. God guides us in the form of Guru to lead us to that supreme goal. So it is the same self who takes various forms and who came as Shankara, who was embodiment of Shankara, as he came as Shankaracharya, but he was verily Shankara himself, God, that means it's a Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, so that's Shankara. And also, who is the embodiment of all Shruti, Vedas, and Smriti, all Puranas, and Itihasa. So he was the embodiment of all. So today we will contemplate the life and teachings of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. These are important because as we think about him, his life, and also his teachings, what we do in the process, we divinize ourselves. Generally, we are engrossed in this world and we have so many works to do. And mind is like crystal. Wherever we bring that mind, it becomes like that. So if it is brought to a red rose, it becomes red. The color looks like red. But mind, crystal, outside crystal is only an example. But the environment puts greater impression to our mind. If it is in the world, then it soaks more than whatever is required. And we are engrossed there and we are entrapped. But as we try to think of higher principles of life, so gradually what happens? It abuses all the bad effects, and also it tries to imbibe whatever is good effect. So that is why satsang is very important. Though many times it looks like boring, it is not very attractive because there is no dance and drama and jokes and all kinds of things. But it is good for us. And there are two ways, as we know, Shreyaha and Preyaha. Shreya is whatever is good, what is electable, whatever is good for our life. It may not be pleasing. And Preyaha means whatever is pleasing. It feels good. But ultimately it is not good. So this is the path of Shreyaha, taking our mind away from the world to put in higher thoughts. So that is why satsang is very important. And on these special days, we have to think of the teachings that we learned from such teachers. Because the greatest honor that we offer to such a teacher is by inculcating his teachings. That is why it is very important that we have satsang. With satsang gradually comes detachment from this world. And this happens by the grace of God. Vinu satsanga vivek na hoi. Without satsang, we don't have power of discrimination. And Rama kripa vinu sulabhana soi. That does not happen without the grace of God. So, it is a rare opportunity to think about that life and teachings of Bhagwan Shankaracharya. Swami Vivekananda said, the greatest teacher of the Vedanta philosophy was Shankaracharya. By solid reasoning, he extracted from the Vedas the truths of Vedanta and on them built up the wonderful system of jnana that is taught in his commentaries. So it is very difficult to read Vedas and understand them. We have 4 Vedas, as you know. Then there are Vedangas, there are supporting literatures like Vyakarana, grammar, and prosody, etc., etc. So many things are there. Huge corpus of learning. Even one life is not enough to master all these things. So it is very difficult to read Vedas and to understand its meaning and the purport of it. What is the purposes? Therefore, we must go through the teachers. Otherwise, we'll miss the essence of the Vedas. So, let us start with his life. First, we'll recount the life story. Though it's not very recorded one, and various opinions are there. When he was born, it is not clear, but one thing is clear, that it was Vaishakha Shukla Panchami. So that's today. Now, Hindu calendar is it is combination of solar and lunar calendars. So it keeps on changing. It is not that fixed like a Gregorian calendar. So anyway, before we contemplate on the life and teachings of Bhagwan Shankaracharya, let us think about the prevalent time, that time, when he took incarnation and appeared in this world. It was Buddhist time, and lots of conflicting ideas were there. Especially Buddha, when people asked, is there God? So he did not reply. So once he said, have I said that there is God? Another time So another person asked, does it mean that there is no God? Have I said that there is no God? So he did not give direct answer, though he was correct from his approach, because God, it cannot be affirmed. It is already there. And as Sri Ramakrishna said, he is beyond asti nasti. Asti means existence and nasti means non-existence. This mind cannot comprehend. So whatever we say, it is not enough. So from his standpoint, because he wanted to give a special connotation, because otherwise people take one dogma and then follow it without thinking. So he wanted to give a clue there, that it is not in dogmas, not in doctrines, but it is beyond. So he did not answer directly. So what was the result? Result was everybody thought in their own way. This is the problem. Our teacher tells correctly, but we interpret it differently. So later it came to that there is no Atma. So anatta. There is no Atma. Nothing is permanent. Kshanikam, sarvam kshanikam. Everything is kshanik. It is trailing away all the time. And we see in this world is like that. But Veda tells positively there is, though it says asadeva asit, like in the beginning there was nothing, but sadeva somya idamagra asit, that also he says, it says. So Veda is definitely indicating something, yes, which is beyond existence and non-existence, but on that everything is established. And it is in its glory, it is established in its own glory. So when Shankaracharya incarnated, before that it was a great confusion. See, I am not talking about, say, Western world. I am talking about India. When in Western world that time still lots of fight was going on. And the crusade, and then Islam was nascent in the very beginning. But the crusaders were in action that time. But in India, it was a long spell of time where people were confused because of so many ideas floating in that environment. Say, not only Vedic, then Buddhist, and then Tantric, and so many. It's very difficult to even to understand what is, nowadays everything is cooked and it is offered in a platter. But that time it was very difficult to understand. And it was right time to incarnate. The God should be incarnated. So that was that situation in the society. And as of now we have communication, but there was not enough communication. So every village or maybe every district have different kind of understanding, different kind of doctrines, dogmas. So in that situation, it happened in 788 AD. But this also is like all the traditions, they have different times. Some say before Christ, say 500 BC, and lots of various opinions are there. But let us take this because this is the pedantic way, say, dating. So that was Vaishak Shukla Panchami of 788 AD, when in Kaladi a boy was born in the family of Shiva Guru and Ariyamba. But name of mother is also another name, some say Vishishta. So whosoever it is. So that Nambudripad Brahmin, in the family of Nambudripad Brahmin. And for long years they had no child, so they used to pray to various places. And there's Vadakanadar temple. Still that temple is there, and they claim it is there. So, a Shiva temple. So there, both the parents went there and prayed to Shiva. And in the night, one maybe parent got dream that you are praying for a son, but there are two options. One, you can have a son who is very brilliant but short living. Another may not be brilliant but ordinary, of ordinary intellect, and he may live long. But Shiva Guru chose that short-lived, brilliant son. So anyway, Shankaracharya was born there. But Shankaracharya was very brilliant right from the beginning. So childhood, a child prodigy. When he was 3 years old, his father died. So mother was alone, and somehow she took care of Shankaracharya. And at 5 years old, when he was 5 years, that time he was invested with the sacred thread. That means, like in India, they put a sacred thread, and what is the idea? It is said, Janmana Jayate Shudra. So when a boy or girl is born, they are of low caste. But after the Upanayanam, then they become the Dvija, it is called. Second birth, the first birth from mothers, and second birth is from that initiation. And then there is one can work over it and become Brahmin. So when he was 5 years old, that time he was given Upanayanam, and then he was sent to Guru's house, and in 3 years he mastered all the Vedas. Just imagine, 8 years old. All the Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas, 18 Puranas. But because of his great medha, say brilliant power of mind, he could grasp all those things and memorize. And even today, sometimes he'll find, and nowadays we can see some prodigies like that, even today. So anyway, but not equivalent to Shankaracharya. Then he wanted to renounce the world, to become a sannyasi. But mother was alone, and mother was poor, and mother could not console herself, and told him that how can you go leaving me aside. So anyway, one day it happened that he was bathing river Purna, and name also is like various names are given. And that time a crocodile came and caught his leg. So then Shankaracharya cried, see, mother, now I am dying, So if you permit me for sannyasa, then maybe I'll be saved. And that way, she gave permission for sannyasa. And when he was barely 8 years old, he left home. And before that, like many other story comes that the river was a bit far away and mother was tired. So because of Shankaracharya, that river came closer to their house. And now that ashram is there. We have also an ashram there. And then at the time of Bhiksha, he went to a lady's house, but she had nothing. So she gave a amalak, a myrabalam, or something like that. So, seeing the condition of that lady, he prayed to the Divine Mother, Lakshmi, and composed a song, Kanakadhara Stotram, and it is said that she got a shower of gooseberry. Anyway, so these are stories, and maybe embellished, or this is the Kanakadhara Stotra is there. So those who believe will believe, those who will not, we cannot say anything. So when he was 8, he left home and he traveled alone and he went to Narmada. So he was born in Kerala. Narmada is about maybe 1,000 miles or maybe more. And there is one place called Omkareshwar. So he was inspired because of that. He came there and he met his guru, Sri Govinda Bhagavad Pad. And when he met, he composed a hymn in praise of, he asked, who are you? So, Mano Buddhyankar Chittarinaham. So like this, it is said that he composed that one. And Guru was very pleased. So, he taught him the Vedanta, that Brahma Sutra Bhasya and Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, etc. So that time he got the direct realization. And in 3 years he mastered everything, whatever was due for him. And then Guru asked him to write bhashyas on them. And he asked him to go to Varanasi because they are the abode of Shiva. Omkareshwar is also Shiva's abode. Anyway, when he went there, he met two his future disciples. One is Sanandana, and then he became later Padmapadacharya, and also Trutakacharya. So Trutaka was a bit dumb, or dumb, and he never talked with his parents. So his parents thought that he is dumb. So he prayed to Bhagavan Shankara, please bless this. At that time he started speaking with him in Sanskrit. So that way later he became his disciple. Anyway, in Varanasi, two very, very striking incidents happened. Once, Shankaracharya was coming out after taking bath, and a Chandala, outcast, was coming with his dogs. And his disciples told to give side and get away. Then he asked, what should I remove from your path? Should I remove this body-mind complex? It cannot move because it is matter only. Is the soul that you are asking me to remove? Because soul is all pervading. How can it move itself? So immediately Shankaracharya could understand that he is not a normal person. rather Shiva himself came and gave that, um, to remove this idea that something is holy and something is unholy, and so somebody is outcast, one is high birth. This the differentiation. To remove that, this incident happened. This happened to Swamiji also, like not exactly like that. He was going to Vrindavan from Agra or some, near Delhi, and then he was a bit tired, and he saw a outcast was smoking with hubble bubble. So he thought it is a good idea to have a puff. So he approached him and said, "Could you kindly give the hubble bubble to me?" He said, "No, Baba, I am outcast. What? You cannot take this. You are upper caste." Then Swamiji also left and went a few steps. And then he thought, "Are you not sannyasin who has left everything? All this caste and creed, etc., all the differentiations, and you think this way?" So he returned and he begged, "No, Baba, you please give me your hubble bubble." So he smoked. So this way, like India is a place for such learning also. So anyway, this happened because of the divine grace. So this is one incident that was very remarkable. Another incident happened when Shankaracharya. There is only one thing, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So he did not admit Maya. So Maya, it's all it's a illusion. But it's a power. It's not illusion. It is the same reality in active form. We'll come to that. So he denied Shakti. So it happened that again another day, a lady was sitting on the way where Shankaracharya was going with a corpse. And in Varanasi you can see a lot. Corpses are there burning in a Manikarnika Ghat. Lots of corpses come. And it is said that whosoever will die in Varanasi will get liberation. Shiva comes himself to give Tarak Brahmanam. And Sri Ramakrishna saw it. So anyway, so he requested Mother, "Please remove the corpse from my way." So the lady said, "You please ask the corpse to move itself." "How can I say that? It has no power." "No, you don't admit power." Shakti says, without power, how can it move? So then he could understand it is Mother Annapurna who came to teach that there is power, the Shakti, that whenever you have this idea of this world, how this whole world is moving, it's because of power. As Sri Ramakrishna said, Brahma and Shakti, Brahman and Shakti are not two different things. When Brahman is inactive, we say Brahman. When it is creating, preserving and destroying, that means in creative mode, that time we call him as Shakti. So it is Brahman alone who is manifesting in two ways. But nowadays it is known to us. That time it was not known. And Sri Ramakrishna says, and he didn't in our ears. So it is easy to understand for us. But that time it was not. So all these incidents happened to Shankaracharya. And there he used to have, in India there is a tradition of argumentation, Vada. Vada Vivad. It's not like uh, wild argumentation, but there is a process and samvad. Samvada means it is very, there is a process, one has to go through that process. First, what is to be proved, and then what is the pramana, etc., and then the Pandits will quote, and opposition will counteract it. So this way it would proceed. Anyway, then he went to Uttarakhand, especially Haridwar, and then there is Badrinath. And wherever he went, he tried to install the deity there. And in Badrinath, he found the deity in a kund, in a hot warm spring, and from there he installed. Now it is still that is there. You know, India had lots of difficulties because of invaders. So many times they used to hide the idols in a different ways. Anyway, Shankaracharya established that Badrikashram, and there he met Vedavyas, the composer of Vyasa Sutra. Like Veda is very vast, so Vedavyas divided Veda into 4 parts. And not only that, he grasped the meaning of it and composed 555 aphorisms, sutras. Sutras are short sentences, but it has connotation that it can take out the meaning. Say like Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Atha, then after this, Ataha, therefore. Now Brahma Jigyasa. So there is the commentator, say Bhagavan Shankaracharya, wrote about 3-4 pages on that. What the first means, and second and third, like that. So he composed 555 sutras, aphorisms. And Shankaracharya wrote commentaries on that. Not only that, 11 Upanishads, and then he composed many Prakarana Grantha. Prakarana Grantha is short, like helpful, made easy, something like to understand the purport of Vedas. Otherwise, it's very difficult, like Vivek Chudamani. So many others, also he composed. There are so many. And then so many hymns also. Generally, it is thought that Shankaracharya is only the teacher of knowledge, jnani. But actually not. He also composed many songs and verses dedicating to Divine Mother, even river Ganga, river Narmada, and so many others. So, after that, he also started discarding the other like faiths, other philosophies. There are 6 philosophies, as you know. That time it was the process that you have to discard something to establish something. Khandana and Mandana. So Khandana means, like we have 6 systems of philosophy. So first is yoga and Sankhya and yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, and Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa. So these are progressing, and it is independent of itself is also there. But that time mainly people were ritualistics. They wanted to follow Vedas, that only whatever is rituals, that is Veda. But Shankaracharya said that's only starting point, but one should not stop there. So anyway, a great Pandit was there, Kumaril Bhatt. Kumaril Bhatt. What Kumaril Bhatt did, that time Buddhism was very prominent, and Buddhism said there is no Atma. And Kumaril Bhatt, though a great Pandit, but he could not argue with the Buddhists because they have a intricate argumentation, especially Madhyamaka, that Karika. So that time it's a Shunyavadin, like everything is void. Whatever you say, that is negated. So anyway, to cope with that deficiency, he admitted as a student with one guru. And he learned how to argue according to the Buddhists. So later he defeated all the Buddhist thought about there is no Atta, but he was so pious. He thought that what I have fooled my guru, therefore I must die myself. I commit suicide. That the special provision is there. If somebody does like that, then one should go or should die with slow dying process. So Tushanal means there should be heap of husks and it burns very slowly and one should sit there. So he was dying like that. That time Shankaracharya came and he asked for his argumentation. And when Kumaril Bhatt saw that, his commentaries, he praised that. Oh, wonderful, very good. So he praised. But he said, I cannot argue with you now, but please be there. I leave this body. Till that time, you please be present here. After that, he suggested that you please go to that Mandan Mishra, his disciple. You please go there and you can argue with him. If you defeat him, then you know that you have defeated me because he was my great disciple. So he went there after the death of Kumaril Bhatt, and then the argumentation started. But the wife of that Mandan Mishra was Ubhay Bharati. Everybody honored her as the incarnation of Saraswati, because she was so erudite, and she was the judge. And argumentation started. What she did, that she put 2 garlands on 2 opponents, and whatever whose garland will wilt earlier, he will be defeated. Because if a person is cool and argumentating correctly, he will not be angry, and therefore the garland will not wilt. But later that Mandan Mishra was defeated because of that. But still that Ubhay Bharati was not ready to give the verdict, because she said, you have defeated my husband, no doubt, but I am his ardhangini, means better half, as you know here, better half. So you have to defeat me. So then she asked some questions which was impossible for Shankaracharya to reply. So he begged some time, and it is said that he left his body in a cave and entered into a king's body and experienced whatever questions were asked, and then came back, and then he replied. So this is a great story that way. So let us come to the teachings. Of course, we talk about teachings all the time, but still, uh, it is said, Shlokardhena pravakshami yaduktam grantha kotivi. I'll tell the gist of the teachings, what is explained in thousands and even millions and billions of scriptures. And what is that teaching? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jiva Brahmaiva Naparaha. Yeah, we have mentioned that in the beginning, you have missed. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jiva Brahmaiva Naparaha. Brahma alone is real. And this world, though it looks real, but it is mithya. So mithya means seeming. It is not independent. It depends on that Brahman. Brahma Satya. Brahman alone is real. So as you know, we have 4 kinds of truth. One is called Alik Satta. Alik Satta means which is notional. Like we talk about, say, son of a barren woman. Today is Mother's Day. But, this is a notional existence, as it were. But in reality, there cannot be a son of barren woman. Because it is contradictory. Or horn of hare, a bunny. So it is, again, it is notional. It is not there. But it gives a notion that there must be something. Then comes the second one, pratibhasika, like reflected. Say, as you see in a mirror, your reflection, that is not real, but it looks real. And then third is called vyavaharika satta, empirical knowledge or transactional knowledge, transactional truth. So this world, transactionally, it is vyavaharik satta. We cannot deny this, but we cannot say this is the ultimate truth because it keeps on changing. Whatever changes, that cannot be true. And especially Buddhists, they were stuck there. Kshanikam, kshanikam, sarvam kshanikam. Every time it is changing. The water, if you see a river, it looks like it is continuous flow. But it is not that same water that we saw earlier. Similarly, light. When we see light, it's glowing all the time. But it has a frequency, 50 cycles per second. So we cannot recognize that, but it is changing all the time. Similarly, all this is whatever we see. It is changing all the time. But because of our samskaras, we think it is the same world, but it is never the same. You cannot take bath in the same water twice. Now, why we get this notion that it is real? It is because there is a reality behind. Say, water. Water is flowing, but there is a constant river bank. So that gives the notion that there is some reality. Similarly, we have also something which is called Brahman, which never changes. When you drive, you can see that you are moving, your car is moving on the road. So road is not moving, but you are moving. Now if you see, where is this road? It is on the earth. So earth, and apparently it is not moving, but if you compare with other celestial bodies, then you can see that it is also moving. And moving with tremendous speed. It is moving on its axis, and it is going around the sun, and with the whole solar system about 200 miles per second or so many. And even then that same galaxy is moving say 800 miles per second or so. I mean, the calculations are there. So it is tremendous. So whenever we compare with something, it looks like something is moving, but something is not moving. That we call Brahman. Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jiva Brahmaiva Napana. So this Jiva, this is not separate from Brahman. It is one and the same. Apparently we are all separate, but actually we are not separate. When we see through our senses, then only it looks separate. As we go deep and dive deep within us, then we can realize that it is not separate. Intellectually, if we go intellectually, we know that all the matters that we see, it is all one matter. Even say, like, we can start with electron, proton, neutron, and then ultimately it is energy. So in energy we are all one physically. Mentally also we are one, because we are on the same level. That's why we understand each other. And then third, even spiritually we are one. This apparent separation is because of our not understanding. It is called ajnana. Ajnana. Ajnana means not absence of knowledge, but it is not understanding properly, not understanding correctly. We have some notion that I am something which never changes. See, when I was a child, I used to say I am. And grown old, that time also I felt I am. Now also I feel that I am. This I am is constant. But there are so many changes in body, in so many changes in mind, intellect, everything. But we are one in that, the self. That never changes. So how this has come? It is because of ajnana. What is ajnana? Atasmin tad buddhi. Whatever it is not, we see that. Say, example is given, we see a rope. When it's light, we see rope. But maybe you are absent-minded, you are going somewhere and you saw something lying there. Oh, it's a snake. You jump around. But when you bring light, you can see it is the same rope. So what is the point? The point is, when we examine closely, then only we can understand our real nature. And that real nature is not different from the self. So there we are one. What is the advantage of that? Advantage is, if we can feel that we all are one, then we will not hate each other. We will not be enemy with anyone. We will not be enemy of anyone. So what is the point? The point is, this life is to be fulfilled. And that life should be full of joy. What is that? If someone is a slave, he cannot be joyful. He'll be miserable all the time. So, Jivan Mukti Sukha Prapti Hetave Janma Dharanam. There cannot be any other purpose for which we have taken birth. And today is Mother's Day. Mother gives birth. But we should not forget why we are here for. It is to enjoy the bliss of living while in this world, while we are living. But what happens? We are generally infatuated with various fetters or various uh, bondages. We are slave of the desire, anger, greed, and all kinds of things. One should get rid of it. And to get rid of it, one must have the knowledge of self. And then only one can understand that he is beyond this body-mind complex. He is beyond all limitations. So what we have to do, this superimposition of something, non-self, we have to remove this superimposition and try to find our real nature. If we can find a real nature, then this world is full of bliss. As Sri Ramakrishna, in the life of Sri Ramakrishna we see, though apparently he was suffering from cancer, but he was enjoying. So this happens if someone can get rid of all these limitations, can get rid of all the weaknesses, then only one can enjoy the bliss of living. Jivan mukti, sukha prapti. To have that blissful life, we must get rid of this. So, now I'll just sing a verse. Before that, I'll read what it says, and then I will chant that one. I am not mind, intellect, thought or ego, not hearing, taste, smelling or light or sight, not ether or earth, fire or air. I am the soul of knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I am not that which is called prana, the vital forces, not the 5 vital airs, not the 7 components of the body, nor the 5 sheaths, nor the 5 organs of action. I am the soul of knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. Shiva means auspicious. I have no aversion or clinging, greed or delusion, no envy or pride, duty or purpose, no desire, no freedom. I am the soul of knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I am auspicious. I am auspicious. I am not virtue or vice, not pleasure or pain, not sacred word or pilgrimage, not Veda or sacrifice. Even Veda is denied. Why Veda is denied? It is not me. Whatever is seen, it is not me. I am the eternal subject. No sacred word or pilgrimage, not Veda or sacrifice. I am not enjoyable or enjoyer. Even that, all these are Triputi. Triputi means one is enjoyer, enjoyment, and object of enjoying. I am not all these, because my nature is far, far beyond. I am the soul of knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I have no death or fear, no discrimination of caste, no father, no mother, no birth. You see, bold. Because it is Swambhu. Swam bhavatiti Swambhu. No friend or relation, no master or disciple. See, it is first identify we have to, then we have to see that the whole world is one. I am the soul of knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. I am changeless, formless, and thought then, through or all pervadingness, omnipresent. I am not touched by attachment of senses. I am not freedom, nor knowable. I am the soul of knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. So this is a very important one from Advaitic standpoint. With this we'll chant and then we'll conclude. Manu buddhyahankar chittani naham na cha srotra jive na cha ghrana netre na cha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayu चिदानंद रूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानंद रूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न च प्राणसंगो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशाः न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपास्थपायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहः न मे वै मदो नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मृत्युर्न शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभूताच्च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न चासङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्. But this is ultimate. For embodied people, this is not suitable. The suitable is, as Sri Ramakrishna said, that when we have idea of body, we are servant or we are children of God, so that we are connected with God. And you know, Hanuman, Hanuman said very wonderfully. He said, "Deha buddhya dasoham." When I have body consciousness, I am your servant. And Deha buddhya dasoham, jiva buddhya tadamshakaham. Jiva buddhya tadamshakaham. When I'm feeling that I am a jiva, I'm separate. Body consciousness has gone, but still I am separate. Then I am your part. But Atma Buddhya Tamevaham, when I have totally forgot about the body, mind, idea, and I am established in self, so that time Atma Buddhya Tadevaham, I am you. Iti me nishchitamati. As this is my considered opinion. Then why you should sing this, or why should remember? Because we must know the goal. We must know the ideal. In the beginning, we may not follow this. At least we have to follow right as our gurus have said. And then gradually we are to even enter into him. That's the ideal. We must not forget our ideal. That is important. That's why we have to remember this is the ideal, that we must follow this. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. It is called Atyashrami, beyond all ashramas.
Holy Mother, Holy Mother, Holy Mother, Mataji. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, Holy Mother, Mataji. She's someone all can see, so gently loves us all, yet knows our faults. Mataji, your name is all to me. Your eyes reveal that love is all that's real. God is our own. He is our very own. Our Master lives in you and helps us feel His grace and strength through faith. God is our own. He is our very own. The Lord is our own. Now we must realize it's true. Martyr, please wake me, Martyr, and take me home with you, alone with
Grace, compassion, love in one, that is Mother. Jai Ma.